Hello and welcome to the Smoky Vale. Today I've got something pretty fantastic for you guys. We're going to be checking out Blend at Home Vale Cream Swirl. Now, what is Blend at Home? It's as obvious as it sounds. You, the home pipe tobacco smoker, gets to get your hands a little dirty today because we're going to be touching our tobacco and adding on to what is the ritual of pipe smoking. There's so many components to it. Not just picking up the tobacco, not just aerating your tobacco, moving it around with your fingers, smelling it, smelling the tin note, reading the components, taking some out of the packaging and packing your pipe slowly, methodically, and of course, picking the right pipe for the occasion. But listen, today we're not going over the entire ritual. What we're doing is we're building on it. And we're building on it with something that I've released here at SmokyValePipeTobacco.com, and that is these Blend at Home kits. Now, the Blend at Home kits are exactly what they sound like. You get to be the tobacconist. Now, I've done most of the work by portioning out the tobaccos for you, coming up with the recipe, knowing that when you put these things together, it's going to end up being a wonderful experience. But you get to take these and put them all in here and mix it up and pack your pipe. You get to know exactly what goes into that bowl. Here at Smoky Vale Pipe Tobacco, we're not just another tobacco shop. In fact, all we focus on is pipe tobacco. Here, what we want to really do for the pipe tobacco community is open source these blends. I don't want to come up with recipes that live and die with me or this business. I want you guys to all enjoy this, and for as long as these components exist, I want you to be able to make it at home. So today, we're going to unpack this, and we're going to step through the very easy process it is to mix this bulk tobacco. And like I said, the cool thing about the Blend at Home packages is everything is ready to go. So when you get it, we can go ahead and just dive right in. Now, in each package, you will get a card, and on this card, on the back of it, is the recipe. In this case, we see this is the Vale Cream Swirl. I get to see 3 components are in here, and how much of each component goes into the blend. Now, as I look at that, and I take out the bags of tobacco that come in here, I can see that everything, based on the label on each plastic bag, is already pre-portioned based on the recipe. So this kit, in total, makes up 2 ounces of the total bulk mixture. In this case, it's the Vale Cream Swirl blend that I've concocted here in the Smoky Vale Pipe Tobacco Lab. And that's what we're going to be unpackaging here. Now, you can see the different components. I've got them all laid out here. And I've got my recipe card. And on here, well, we've got then the steps of this recipe. And what are those steps? Well, remove your bags of tobacco from the large outer bag. Well, we've already done that. What's next? Empty each bag of tobacco into the large bag. Okay. And there's no rhyme or reason to this. You don't have to start with a specific bag to empty into here. Because at the end of the day, what we're trying to do is we want to get all of these tobaccos blended together. This isn't a parfait, everybody. This is a beautiful bulk blend that you are assembling. So I've got the hazelnut. I've got some espresso in here, and then this is some dark 70. I want to go ahead and empty this out into here. And I'll tell you, these bags are fantastic quality, by the way. You can easily store your tobaccos in here. These are all high quality food grade bags. So you can be assured that your tobacco can rest easily inside of these bags. And of course, to be honest, all of these tobaccos are wonderful smokes on their own. So it really is hard to go wrong with these blended home kits. But now that I've got all of this tobacco in my bag, well, here comes the most important part, and that's the blending. And you can actually see there's different layers in here because of the different tobaccos and how we emptied them out into here. You could take this bag, you could zip it up and toss it around like that, but that's a little bit impersonal. For me, I like to get my hands dirty. I like to touch the tobacco. Yeah, you know, there might be toppings, there might be casings, but at the end of the day, it's part of the process. It connects me with what I'm going to smoke. So I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to mix this all up. And I can do it all inside this bag. Now, if for whatever reason you're just completely opposed to blending your tobacco this way, you really don't want to get your hands dirty, well, that's okay. You can also get a some kind of food safe glove, like I have. Something like this, if you really want to. Now, mine happens to be ones that go all the way up my arm, but, you know, if you really just don't want to do that, or you could just Ziploc the bag and toss it about. But again, to me, that just feels impersonal, and I really just kind of like playing with the tobacco. It's fun. Plus, this stuff just smells fantastic. Now, of course, there becomes some questions. For example, while I'm mixing this here, how do you know that you've been moving the tobacco about and mixing it up for long enough? I mean, how do you know that everything is well composed in your blend and well combined? Well, I'd say try to mix the tobacco for at least a minute, maybe two. You can take it, and as you're moving it about in the bag, kind of grip it and squeeze it, almost like if you're making it into a ball. But then let it go, let the loose ribbon cut tobacco kind of move about in the bag. And as you do this, and as you move the tobacco around, especially with all those toppings in there, what that's going to do is it's going to get them to spread about all the different leaves that we have in here. In fact, in this blend, we have a whole lot of burley and a whole lot of burley beige Cavendish. So you really can't go wrong there. I mean, unless for some reason you're opposed to burley. Which, I mean, if you're an English smoker, I don't know if the Vale Cream Swirl is going to be for you, as this is an aromatic blend. But hey, you never know. It might be worth a try. But once you've been mixing the tobacco about for a minute or two, you should end up with something that looks like that. And it'll look like every component is kind of in every little bit of the bag. Yeah, there won't be one part of the bag that stands out in color. It'll all look well combined. And just so we can see that, I'm going to take everything in my bag here and dump it into a bowl. And yeah, no, everything looks very much cohesive. We can kind of see that in here. You can see all these different leaves And we definitely have some really beautiful burley in here. But you can see that everything is very much the same across the board. So, that's it. Unpack the bags, empty all your tobacco out into the larger bag, mix for a couple minutes, and now we're on to the last and, well, I think most enjoyable part of all this. Packing the bowl and having a smoke. Well, because I really want to get all the flavors out of this, and I don't want to have to worry about maybe something lingering from a prior smoke, I've got my clay pipe with me today. And I'm going to go ahead and pack this up. And there we go. Pack your bowl and enjoy your journey. Let's see, do I have a lighter on me? Oh, yes I do. Oh. Well, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. Now, in future videos, we'll be diving into the individual leaves that comprise these blends and other blends I'll be coming out with, as well as looking at individual raw components, because I have those too, and, well, it's all part of the journey. Until then, if you haven't picked up a blended home kit, you really might want to check it out, because while it's nothing groundbreaking, it does add something to the wonderful nature of pipe smoking. We're not just picking a tin off of a store shelf. We're not just going to our local tobacconist and buying up something that's pre-blended. Maybe it's some Lane blend. Maybe it's Sutliff. Who knows? I doubt they told you all the components they used in it. But when you get a blended home kit, it spells it out all in there and how much goes into the blend. So now you can make this at home as many times as you want, as long as you get the components. And I don't know about you, but if you really do enjoy one of these blended home kits and you love the blend that you craft with your own hands, I think it's pretty awesome that you can keep making it on your own. But I'll leave the rest up to you. And don't worry, I'll have something for my English pipe smokers soon. That is smooth. And it's all the more better because I blended it with my own hands. Until next time, pipe smokers, thanks for joining me here in the Smoky Vale. I look forward to smoking with you again.